Manistee County, and we're back with Politics is Local. It's been quite a week. I'd like to fill you in a little bit about that. We're going to talk about what happened here in Manistee this past week. But before we do that, I've got some things I'd like to talk to you about that are coming up. On Thursday, the 21st of May at 7 p.m. at the West Shore Community College building on River Street in downtown Manistee, we're going to have our monthly information meeting. And this is a special meeting because we're going to be hosting a presentation by the Manistee Friendship Society. And I'm going to turn that over to my friend Nate. And why don't you tell us a little bit about who the featured speaker is going to be?
Yeah, so it's going to be my wife, Sabrina Sarisa. She's the assistant director at the Manistee Friendship Society. She's going to talk about what they do, the different services they offer. They offer a lot of different services that are huge in our community to people who need help with their mental health and stuff like that. So she's going to be there to give a great presentation on what exactly the Friendship Center does.
I think that's great. You know, you talk about these organizations that sometimes we don't know enough about. And I'm looking forward to hearing even more about that great organization. And then also in that same meeting, you're going to hear from a few candidates. And I think it's really important that bring some friends to this meeting, because getting to know who these candidates are, educating yourself about the candidates that are going to be on the ballot in November, I think is the most important thing we can do right now. And that's what the Manistee County Democratic Party is doing. We're going to have Rebecca Amadon, who's running for State Senate in the 32nd District. Rebecca is from right here in Manistee, young mother of two, and she is running a very strong campaign from Benzie County all the way down to Muskegon, and she is working hard to earn your trust and support. Another person who's working hard is Angel Kuhn. Angel is running for the State House in the 102nd District. She is a true ball of fire. This young woman is really doing a great job getting out there, getting known, and working hard, like I say, to earn your trust and support. Come out and listen to what she has to say. And the other candidate that we're going to have, I'm very excited about. This is his name is Mitch Diston. Mitch is running for the State House in the 104th District, which is really the northern and eastern part of Manistee County, a large part of Manistee County. And Mitch is going up against, I would call him a complacent incumbent. But Mitch is working hard right now. If you had a chance, if you were at the Stronach data center meeting, you heard Mitch talk in a very powerful, very educated, and very professional way. That's the way he's going to go to Lansing and represent us here in Manistee County. So come out and hear these three candidates on Thursday at West Shore Community College at 7. Then, again, the next thing that's going to be available to us is on Wednesday, the 27th of May. We're going to have the Feeding America food truck once again, distributing groceries to over 400 food insecure families in Manistee County. We can use your help. If you're willing to help, come about 10 o'clock to the parking lot of the Lakeshore Baptist Church. That's up behind the Burger King. And boy, many hands make light work. We're going to be, if we have the people that we've had over the past few months, we are done before noon. And we're able to help a lot of people that are having trouble making ends meet in this current situation that we have with our economy. Then on Saturday, May 30, at 11:30 at the Outsider Restaurant down on River Street, you're going to hear from another U.S. Senate candidate for the state of Michigan, Mallory McMorrow. Mallory McMorrow is a young woman who is currently a Michigan State Senator, but she's running a very strong campaign throughout the state of Michigan, and she's spending time here in rural Michigan, again, to talk to voters, and I really think it's important that you come, find a few minutes of your day. The Outsider's got great food. This is right at lunchtime. It'll be a fun event. She is a very good speaker and somebody I think that you'll enjoy meeting and getting to know more about. Mallory McMorrow, Saturday, May 30 at 11:30 at the Outsider. Nate, let's let's talk a little bit about what the exciting. I think I'm still feeling the electricity from what happened here Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
We had again U.S. Senate candidate Dr. Abdul El-Sayed.
Yeah.
He came to Manistee and he lit the room up, didn't he?
He sure did.
And what was your impression?
Well, I got there a little late. I had to work, so I walked in a little late, and I was shocked at how many people were there. It was more people than we're typically used to see a candidate speak. We filled the outsider standing room only. I was shocked when I walked in there, and there were people of all ages. That's not always the case at our events, is it?
That's right.
But this event, I think there were high school kids, there were college people my age in their 40s, and all the way up to octogenarians. We were all represented there, and we were all really excited to be there. There's a lot of energy behind Dr. El-Sayed. I think, unlike a lot of the candidates that I see in Michigan, he's really got a groundswell behind him.
It really does appear, the grassroots are really forming up to support the El-Sayed campaign.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was also impressed, but what impressed me more, I was checking out at the local hardware store.
Yeah.
And the young person behind the counter said, "Hey, thank you so much for bringing Dr. El-Sayed to Manistee." And I said, "Well, I'm glad you were able to go." He says, "Yeah." He says, I'm supporting him. I want to get involved with his campaign."
Yeah.
And so here he is, the young person just turning 18, just able to vote, and they're excited.
And he's
about the
engaged and
process.
passionate.
That's the point.
Yep.
And I think we're seeing that. I saw a poll this past week. Kind of was amazing that in the demographic from age 18 to 44, Dr. El-Sayed is got 80%.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
The voters in that demographic that are supporting him.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
And
There's a consensus there.
it is. and you got to wonder why. Why? It's because he's thinking progressively. He's thinking to take aggressive action. That he's not the typical careful what you say
No, he's
type
not.
of politician.
Yeah, he's a little more aggressive.
Wouldn't you think isn't that something we need more of, Nate?
Yeah, I'd like to see more candidates like Dr. El-Sayed.
Amen. He's got a real good message, and I thought he delivered that consistently during his time.
I've seen him speak 3 times.
Okay.
He came to, I did Great Lakes Political Academy. It was a 12-week course on how to run state campaigns, and he came to one of my sessions and spoke to us, and he spoke to us all individually. We all got to come up and take a picture. He stood there and looked me in the eye and talked to me for a good 5 minutes, and this was back when he was first planning to come to Manistee, and he told me that he really wanted to come to Manistee, and he made good on his word coming up here to see us. Then I saw him at the convention, which I thought he was great, lit the crowd up there, and then we saw him here in Manistee.
Absolutely. He's consistent in his message, and I thought, he's got it down. He's got 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay? It's get money out of politics. Amen to that. He's not taking any money from any corporate PACs.
Yeah.
Okay? His fundraising is done by people, like me that writes a check, for not a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But if a lot of people are writing relatively small checks, it all adds up, doesn't it? And the other thing that, he says, and I agree with, and I've said it myself, last time I looked at who's voting, they don't have $1 in the ballot box. Voters are voting. People are voting.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think the ridiculous amount of money that's being spent, we're seeing these ads on TV right now, folks. Aren't you getting a little bit tired of this? For people that are running for governor of this state that are, filling up our TV waves with ads, right now. And most of those are self-funded, which means these people have way too much money. Mm-hmm. And it's a mess. So money out of politics, more money in your pocket. And he's got a good way of telling us how that happens. And again, one way to put money in your pocket is not to have to worry about health care, not to have to worry about, undergoing a tremendous amount of debt because, you got sick or somebody in your family had an accident. And his third point is Medicare for all. And I'm very happy to be on Medicare. You know, it's working good for me. But I paid into it for my entire working career.
Yeah.
And if we just work into that paying into it, you know, any one paycheck didn't create a problem for me. I learned to live with it.
Public insurance was the best insurance I ever had. I'm not on it anymore. I make too much money. But when I was, it was free. It was no questions asked. We had 2 kids and, you know, provided them health care for a long time.
And the other thing about health care is, even when I was working, I paid $600 a month for health care for my family. And that got me an $8,000 deductible.
Exactly.
So if you add those two together, that's $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
That was coming out of my pocket to make sure that my family had health care. I would tell you this, Nate, I would gladly pay that in additional taxes. You know, if my 3 sisters who all worked in hotel and restaurant management all their lives could have reliable health care.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, that's important. And that's what we're doing. We're already paying for it, folks. We are already paying for, you know, a system that would work like Medicare for all. And to have somebody like Dr. El-Sayed, you know, advocating for that, you know, really is something that lights me up. I'm really comfortable with that. I think almost all of our candidates on our side of the aisle,
Yeah.
you know, are advocating for.
People like the My Care that's
Yeah.
going on right now.
In the state of Michigan.
In the state of
Absolutely.
Michigan. Yeah.
So Dr. El-Sayed has got a strong message. I was also impressed. He handled questions from the crowd,
Yeah.
you know, for about more than 45 minutes.
A long time. And then he stood there and talked to people individually when he had another event to get to in Traverse City.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing that's important for any of our candidates, yes, you want to hear them talk, but you want to hear them talk too much.
Yeah, true.
And for them to take questions and answer those questions, I think is the most effective way to campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that from a lot of our candidates. I know that our 3 candidates that are running for the U.S. Congress in the 2nd Congressional District, all 3 of them are having town hall meetings throughout the district, this 20 county district that we're in. They're going to be meeting, just, you know, come in and ask them questions. Come in and find out more about them, but you do the talking, voters. That's the most important thing.
You know, it's funny, you think about some of our elected leaders right now who won't do something like that.
Yeah. Why? Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, but it's time to vote them out.
Yes.
It's time to remember in November.
Remember in November.
You're going to see that a lot, by the way, folks. We're going to have the 2 bulletin boards or billboards up on US 31 in downtown Manistee starting on July 1st. I think you're going to enjoy and be proud of the message that these billboards have. And by the way, there's a GoFundMe site set up. We need donations. We appreciate donations for these to support us putting these billboards up. So please go to Manistee Billboards. Just Google that, and it'll bring you up to that GoFundMe site. We've already got quite a few nice donations, but even $5 helps. So thank you very much to those of you that already donated. What else did you find interesting about Dr. El-Sayed's visit?
You know, my mom was there. My 67-year-old mother was there, and she is behind him 100% because she worked for a union, the CWA. She worked for AT&T, still works for the union, and Dr. El-Sayed talks about unions a lot, and she was impressed with how strong of a union candidate he is. And she said she's going to take that back to her union and ask for her union to support him, which I think they will.
I think it's great because what we're talking about here is, you know, I'm sure your mother has always been active, you know, always been aware of who's running.
Yeah.
But even a lot of people in my demographic, you know, don't have an idea.
I haven't seen her come to see a candidate in a long time. She came
really?
to see El-Sayed.
Okay. He's
resonating with her.
Well, wonderful. I mean, that's the kind of thing, you know, even if you're above that 45-year demographic, I think that's great to hear. I think he is going across the board. So we'll see that with the other candidates, with Mallory McMorrow coming here on the 30th, and we'll see the group that turns out for her. Again, at the Outsider, starting at 11:30 on Saturday the 30th. Come by and educate yourself. Bring a friend. Bring some neighbors. You know, bring your high school age kid that's going to turn 18, you know, this year or next year. They need to be educated too, and this is one of the best ways to do it, is really get to know the candidates.
Yeah.
So,
You want to talk about the Rural Summit?
oh, the Rural Summit, thank you. Thank you. Every year, the Rural Caucus of the Michigan Democratic Party holds a summit. This is the 4th year. This one's going to be the best ever. Every year, it's just improved. And this is going to be at the United Auto Workers Conference Center in Black Lake, Michigan. Black Lake is near Onaway. You might be wondering where Onaway is. It's on the way to, no, it's on the way to Alpena.
Okay.
But it's just a beautiful conference center. And it starts on Tuesday, the 16th of June, and runs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. The Tuesday is just basically a check-in day, but I do want to say if you're a golfer, I'd love to have you join me. I'm going to be playing in the golf outing that's raising funds for the Michigan Rural PAC. The Michigan Rural PAC helps give financial support to candidates running for state house, state senate in the state of Michigan that are from rural areas. And raising money for the rural PAC, I think, is a really important thing. So this golf outing is going to do that. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't consider yourself to be, you know, a good golfer, that's okay. We're going to do it in a scramble format. Basically, everybody hits and we go to the best shot, and we hit the next one and we take the best shot. And once we get on the green, you can be a great putter, even if you're, you know, if you have experience. All the golf experience has been on a putt-putt course.
Okay.
Well, we'd love to have you there. And, you know, so if you're interested in that, go to the Rural Caucus website and register for the Rural Summit. Your registration fee includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be breakfast and lunch. And it's going to be well worth it. I had a hard time figuring out which session I was going to. There are 2 sessions in the morning, 2 sessions in the afternoon on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. These are subject matter experts that are helping us understand how we can do better running campaigns and helping candidates in rural Michigan. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about the people that are going to be talking to us, and they're really proven.
I want to say a little something about my experience at the Rural Caucus. I've been the last 2 years, and the first year I went, I was running for county commissioner, and I didn't know anything about campaigning, local politics. This was my first foray. This was weeks after I started running, and it was a crash course in how to run a campaign, a local campaign. And I learned so much, you know, and it's like you jump from class to class. So the years that I went, you kind of jump from class to class throughout the day, and they're all a different topic on rural politics. And I learned a ton. And the next year I went back, I learned even more. And I actually got to sit on a panel the second year.
Right.
I got to speak at a panel, which was an honor. And I find them to be very valuable. I think they're doing a great service.
You bet, Nate. And so if you've got time and the availability, please join us at the Rural Summit, starting on the 16th of June, running through Saturday the 20th. Be well worth your while.
Yep.
And I look forward to seeing you there. If you're coming from Manistee County, please give me a call before you go so we can make sure we get together. But I'm just excited about the Rural Caucus coming up.
Gonna
Rural
be good.
Summit.
Gonna be good.
Other than that, I think that's about it for this week.
That's it for this week.
But I'll tell you, I'm excited. We got to keep up keep it up. Oh, the other thing that's going to happen.
What's that?
Let's talk about the farmers market.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have information tables at every farmers market in Manistee on Saturday. We'll start about 10 o'clock and we'll go till about noon. And just stop by the table. We've got all kinds of information about the candidates. We've got some of our great buttons, like this one, you know, that you can have. Or these are made right here in Manistee County. You talk about Buy American. How about Buy Manistee County?
Buy Manistee.
These are right here. And all we're asking for is a small donation. But wear these kinds of buttons with pride around. I'll tell you what, I got a cup of coffee paid for me because I had one on like this the other day.
People love it. T-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you at the farmers market starting next Saturday.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, we'll see you on the next one.